Here's story time. I moved from New Jersey to California in hopes of, I had no idea. Oh, so this is what it's like being in front of the camera. I hate it. As you can tell from the title, I moved from New Jersey to California, 3,000 miles away from home, not knowing anybody except for 2 people. Those people would become my roommates. Ever since I was a little kid, I've always wanted to go to California. I had no idea why. I didn't have any reasoning even to go. There's people walking by. This is great. This was actually one of the scariest things that I've ever had to do in my life, and there was so little reasoning behind it. When I was a kid, I always had a bucket list of things that I've wanted to do, and drive across country was one of them. So most of my basis as far as why I wanted to drive from New Jersey to California, 3,000 miles away, and start a new life was because of bucket list. I wanted a cross-country road trip. I don't know either. But either way, it got me here. And here's how I started. When I was living in New Jersey, I felt as if I hit a glass ceiling, and I was looking for more opportunity for things that I could do. I was always shooting video and photo for clients, so bands, I did a celebrity chef, music festivals, skincare lines that were placed in Sephora. I just felt like there was so much more that I would be able to do in a new area, given my knowledge of things that I've learned, and shooting video and photo was always a passion of mine. Another passion of mine, which I would soon find out, was being in the videos, but we'll get to that later. One of the biggest obstacles that I was going to face was telling my parents, hey guys, I want to move 3,000 miles away to a place that I don't really know much about, that I've only visited once. And telling my dad was the problem. When I wanted to go to college, I always wanted to go to UCLA. Again, I had no idea why. Telling him, he said he didn't want me going so far away, not knowing anybody. No family members, no nothing. So I told my mom first, and she was very supportive of it. And she said, Joe, just tell him he loves you, he'll want to support you, and make sure that you get there safely. And that was 100% true. I didn't know what I wanted to do except for be in the TV and production and shooting behind the camera. I just wanted to be in it, and if I wanted to be in that world, I had to go to the spot of the world where that was, which was Los Angeles. So the first plan of attack for me was figuring out a place to stay. So I had 2 friends who I knew of that lived in LA already, and I asked them what their living situation was. Fortunately, they were looking for a new place, which would help lower their rent, and we soon became roommates. So I was able to move in with someone who was familiar with the area, which was a huge stress relief. Oh my god, I had to turn off the air conditioning for the microphone, and it's freaking hot in here. LA, 100 degrees. All systems go for me. I had to go say my goodbyes, pack my things, and get my new life started, which was really exciting. The only time that I was actually nervous was the morning of, because here I am moving to a place that I don't know anybody with no job. This is my time, I have to see what happens. And it landed me here in this apartment in Studio City. The car the morning of, I remember just sitting in the driveway like, this is it. Like, this is the last time I'm gonna be at this house. I don't live here anymore. Yeah, obviously I can go back, but like, when it comes down to it, sometimes I'm stubborn and I just have to fail on my own. And I think that's an important part of growing up, because if you don't fail, you don't know your limitations, you don't know how far you can push yourself. And when you're being thrown out into the middle of nowhere, you'll be surprised at what one person can accomplish. So, I picked up Mark, he was in my hometown, and Mark and I drove from Marlboro, New Jersey, down to Tennessee, where my best friend from when I was 6, Scott, was living. And we were going to pick him up and we were going to drive to California. Pennsylvania is the only one that I could really think of, but we'd like stop and like pull over, take pictures for Instagram, because what else would you be doing on a road trip? We made it down in like 12 hours down to Tennessee in Nashville, where we picked up Scott. He let us stay with him for the night. We visited Graceland. We went to a casino. On the route from Nashville, I know we got to Vegas. We were at a bunch of different states in between, and for some reason I'm blanking out. I can't remember, clearly because they weren't that memorable, I guess. So I know we went to Texas. We went to Breaking Bad House. We saw some Red Rocks in Sedona. We visited the Neon Sign Museum in Vegas. We stayed at the Wynn. I saw a ghost town in Calico. I saw Elmer's Bottle Ranch. I like seeing the little roadside distractions, I'll call it. They're fun. Those are what makes America America, and you have to go see it. We saw a Cadillac Ranch, which was just like a bunch of Cadillacs, like 13 of them, painted, and you can go and like spray paint them, and it was freaking cool. These are the things that I wanted to do on this road trip before I got to where I was going. When we got to Vegas, Scott flew back to Nashville and Mark flew back to New Jersey, and I had the last 4 hours of the trip by myself. And this is kind of where it started setting in that this is your life now. This is pretty much it. Vegas in the morning, I drove to my new house, 4 hours in Burbank, California, and when I got there, it scared the shit out of me. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go. I was starving. My friends who lived there weren't answering their phones because they were still sleeping. So I didn't have a key to get into the apartment. I went looking for food. I found Jersey Mike's subs. So yeah, I drove 3,000 miles from New Jersey to go eat at a place called Jersey Mike's, which was originated in New Jersey. once I got to the place, like people reached out to me, people told me like, hey, I'm in LA too, if you need help, anything you need, blah, blah, blah. Out of nowhere, I just had like 5 more people that I ended up knowing. And one of them, Scott, gave me his air mattress, which I stayed on, and I just gave it back to him a full year later. The air mattress had a hole in it, so every night at like 3 a.m. and 7 a.m., I'd have to wake up and inflate it a little bit more. That was a fun time, so I was really excited to get my bed. The scariest moments of the entire trip was the morning of leaving, saying goodbye, and getting to my apartment. As soon as I got there, I dropped my suitcases in my room and I wanted to go downstairs and annoy my dad. I wanted to go annoy my mom. That's just who I am. It is what it is. We accept these things. So not being able to do that made me really sad. And thinking about it now still makes me sad. You can probably hear it in my voice. I just knew that I was in a place of somewhere that I wanted to strive in and meet new people and see what I can accomplish. When I was going out, people would be like, ho ho ho, good luck out there in LA. What are you trying to do out there? You're not gonna succeed. Like, shut up. Those are the people who don't have the balls to go do it themselves. So why are you going to let them affect your decision? And then I had the people who were extremely supportive, which was awesome. And like the people who check up on me. And like that list is kind of dwindled down now. But there were people immediately who was like, how was the move, dude? Like, you liking it? Like, what's going on? Like, oh, I see your picture. Like, it looks great. Like, awesome. And those are the people who you realize, like, those are the ones you want to stay in contact with. You realize who your friends are and who actually is behind you when you're just not in the mix anymore. You see who you're investing yourself in, and you don't want to be wasting your time with someone who doesn't actually believe in you. Finally, after a few weeks, I got settled in. It was just all up in the air, and that was the entire way that I looked at this entire move, because I didn't have expectations. I just wanted to kind of see where I fell in, because I knew that I was talented enough that I could fit in with whatever I needed to at the time and make it work. Eventually, I found my little niche of where I belonged and where I wanted to be. Had I not took that risk, I never would have been in the place that I am today, because opportunities arise just from being where you are. Why'd I go first day? Yeah. All right. Think I got it. My biggest thing that I took away from it was do it. I base things based on my happiness level. I've always been a really happy person, always smiling. That's just who I am. I've always been here, but now I'm like, up there. But it was the best decision that I've ever made, and it was the scariest decision that I've ever made. If you in your heart believe that you want to do something, go do it and ignore the naysayers. Every now and then you're gonna get scared because of the unknown, but that's the unknown. Why are you gonna let the unknown affect what you do know? And if you know you're gonna kill it, go kill it. I got chills too, I know what you're feeling. Anyways, give this video a like. I'm gonna start doing story times like every Tuesday. Make sure to subscribe, check out my other videos. I do comedy sketches and improv videos and challenges, and thank you so much for watching. I'm Joe. It's Joe. Because it's like when you walk into the room, it's Joe. Thank you so much for watching. See you later. Wait, I didn't do my tagline. We'll see you next time. Okay.